When we think about powerful, behind-the-scenes players in Washington, D.C., there are few more powerful than Barry Jackson over the last 20 years. Barry started out as the campaign manager for John Boehner when he was a state assemblyman in Ohio. Once John Boehner was elected, Barry Jackson moved up and ran his office, and ultimately was the chief of staff to the Speaker of the House when John Boehner was House Speaker. But along the way, his stories are fascinating. He helped run the Contract for America in 1994. And then later, when Karl Rove left the White House under President Bush, it was Barry Jackson who was asked to step in and take the position that Rove had vacated. Barry Jackson was one of the few people that was in the White House on 9/11 and as terrorists had planned to attack him. His story of what happened in the White House that day and how they responded is something few people have ever heard. Even later, he was one of the American observers that was sent to Egypt when they had their democratic elections a couple years ago. Barry Jackson's front row view of American history is fascinating. In fact, it was Barry Jackson that negotiated with President Obama in the White House with John Boehner by his side. He's got great stories, and even more, he gives us a rarely heard perspective on how American government works, both the good and the bad. He has rarely spoken to the press, but he will speak to your organization. He's left the Speaker's office and has the freedom to tell more stories than perhaps he could have before. So take a look at his webpage. Give us a call and let us introduce you to Barry Jackson. He'd be happy to come speak to your organization.